Whoever wants to start it can go.
Let's get it going.
Should I say hi to hey guys? Um, we're gonna be doing a stream today to show you some new stuff that we've been working on and also the plans for the game. Um, so next slide, Zoxic. This is a general breakdown how this is gonna go down. We're gonna give an introduction of everyone, all the developers here today, and what they do, and then we're gonna read some of your questions and answer them. And then we're gonna show off some sneak peeks of some stuff we've been working on. And then we're gonna have an open floor Q&A where you can just put in questions into the chat and we'll answer them straight away. Yeah, I should have mentioned that the number two, the BRM Q&A, that's taking questions that were put into the dev stream questions channel over this week. All right. Introducing the developers. Um, I'm the programmer. Okay, Panda.
Yeah, I'm Panda, and I think most of you might know me, but I do map design, 3D art behind the scenes.
Hello, I'm MB. I am the firearms and vehicles modeler, as well as a general 3D modeler. Vijit.
Hey y'all, I'm VJet. I'm the junior programmer. So yeah.
So guys, I'm Pens everyone. I'm the lead sound designer and the composer for Game Logic.
Hey guys, I'm Lol Guy. I do pretty much all the animations you see in the game.
I'm Gravity. I make levels.
Sweet.
Oh,
Alright.
hang on. I forgot to open the document.
Chat going wild.
Can one of you guys send me the document, please?
Off to a great start.
How's it going, guys? God damn, there's a lot of people in here.
Thank you. Um, everyone chilled. Or should I just start at the first questions?
Yeah.
Okay. So a lot of these beginning questions are pretty overall of the project and less specific on the content that we're working on right at the moment. So it's for anyone that doesn't know, these are about the project. So the inspiration for BRM5 and how it started. So for those who don't know, there's a very very old game series on Roblox called Black Hawk Rescue Mission. I think from around 2011. And I uh, I made I made a game based on that ages ago. Uh, as a side project, and then it sort of turned into a real project. And for anyone who remembers the original moderators from BRM2, in the beginning of BRM5's life, a lot of input was actually put in by moderators from BRM2. But then now it's more of a bit of its solo own project, despite still having the name. Panda, do you want to add anything to that? How you joined?
Yeah, no, I think you pretty much covered.
Did I sum that
Yeah,
up?
yeah, it
All
was a
right.
pretty good summary.
Okay, so someone asked, what was the hardest time in BRM5's development? Um, Panda, do you wanna talk about your time developing?
Yeah, sure. I think just going back, there was a couple of hard times in Brm5's development. and probably the first one was Operation Viper, back in 2020. I think that year, it was mostly just me and Nard. Like we were the main developers behind the game, and Nard was in his final year of high school. In my, I think, yeah, my year of college. So we were both pretty busy, and we're just struggling to keep up with updates, and like just having updates for the community and such. Like I think at that time as well, I think Operation Viper we had a lot of growth in Brm5 as well, and yeah, we wanted to improve a lot of the aspects of the game, but we just needed a bigger team.
I think
Do you have anything else
also
to add now?
I was just gonna say also Resurgence. Um, for those who don't know, I saw some people also asking like in the year that sort of led up to Resurgence, you know, they were asking like what were we doing? We were working on the game. Resurgence was pretty much before before Resurgence on Operation Viper, the entire game. Sorry if I get a bit technical and nerdy here, but the entire programming for the game was very spaghetti for anyone who knows that that term. It sucked really bad, to be honest, and it was really hard to develop the game and add more updates because it just the game kept getting more bloated and the performance was very bad. I think a lot of people forget that open world in Viper ran at about 40 FPS for most people. Um, it was quite shocking. So that's the whole reason behind Resurgence. And then also, you know, being able to hire more people now it's easier to update.
Yeah, like
That's what I want
I
to say
think
on
yeah, before Resurgence, it's like I think Na was just doing all the programming by himself, and I was doing the mapping and all the modeling, and it was pretty good after like I think even during Resurgence we had Gravity and MB come on, and
that.
yeah, we just had more people helping out with the maps and weapons. And it's really like allowed us to like transform the game like in a better direction.
Um, how do you feel about the game in its current state, in its current stage? Oh, um, for those who haven't been around since Operation Shadow Raid, um, the game has been around for a long time, so it's not it's definitely not you know early. It's definitely in its late stage of a game where most of the game mechanics should be very solid and there should be a very good and fun game loop. However, through the years, we have changed the direction of the game multiple times as we see um, both audiences shift on Roblox as a whole, uh, especially in like seeing a more of an older age group, but then also a much bigger younger age group sort of take over. Um, so we've been in a deadlock of, you know, should the game lean more into milsim? Should it lean more into arcadey? Um, I'm sure there's many people here who have their own very um, what's the word? Strict opinions, solid opinions about where they think the game should go. But I think most of the team now we all pretty have a solid idea of where the game's going in the next few years. So I see a lot of people saying milsim. I will just
Yeah, one
say,
no. We do have
It's
more
like,
Milsim players in chat right now.
yeah.
yeah, milsim or arcade.
Milsim.
Yeah, most people are saying milsim.
Come on, where's the competitive shooter players at?
Oh, that's great.
We'll we'll get to the roadmap for 6.6. I saw someone say really quick. Game modes. Panda, did you wanna do this?
Yeah, this is probably like a new view actually. I know you probably like we can talk more about like new game modes I think in the sneak peek section, but this question was basically are we planning any new game modes um for Brm5? And as many of you know, zombie mode is one of the upcoming new game modes, so I can probably speak a bit about this. Um, but yeah, we've certainly still got zombie mode planned, and that will be in development soon. And just the main basis of zombie modes is that it's inspired by open world survival games. Not sure how many of you guys know like Apocalypse Rising on Roblox. It's a pretty big zombie survival game. I think back in days might still be pretty big, but we drew a lot of inspiration for that from that for the zombie mode. Um, and we also want the map, that's the whole open world feel to be like the Division 2. So zombie mode, like in our vision, we want it to be this really nice open world map where players can, spawn in and start looting, um, and also like just um, create squads with different other people. So it's definitely a very big game mode, and it's not just like a side game mode. It'll definitely be like one of the main game modes in Brm5 once it comes out. Um, Game mode will have a pretty like eerie atmosphere, so it's not going to be like completely jump scares here and there, but you'll have like a horror kind of atmosphere. Yeah, yeah. You'll definitely be spooked when playing it, and the zombies is like the most exciting thing about it. Honestly, I feel like
Very excited
that's the
for
thing
it.
I'm looking forward most to. Just the zombie horde, zombie behavior. We're gonna draw some inspiration from World War Z. Gonna have like huge waves of zombies just rushing out at players. Like we're gonna make sure that players are gonna be outnumbered. But yeah, it'll be a pretty fun game mode. Uh, some
Does
yeah.
any other developers have any input with zombies?
Yeah.
It's gonna be a blast to work on.
If you
Yeah,
guys have
Lots
any
of
questions on game mode, you can pop them in chat as well. We can answer them.
So is it gonna
Just
be PvP or players versus zombies? From Rowan.
Nah, did you?
well, I don't want to say too much, but
Okay.
probably both. I think, but I'm not gonna confirm that.
Just pure speculation so far.
Just as a little bit of credit for anyone wondering, majority of zombie programming is done by Vijay, and that's sort of what he's been working on in the background, along with a lot of other stuff for BRM. So if it turns out good, thank him. If it turns out bad, I won't say anything.
I'm sorry.
Okay, there is a specific question on like where we're going in style. I sort of touched on it, but I wouldn't mind just quickly getting a little bit more in depth because I was kind of wish-washy about it. Um, from our surveys that we've done, and also just from like, watching YouTube content, watching what people say in chat, definitely notice that a lot more people prefer milsim. However, I also don't think that most people know the true extent that milsim can go to. So we're definitely going to be working on making the game having some more realistic sort of movement and control with firearms, making it easier to use attachments, better gestures, better like proning mechanics. That's one of the things we're working on behind the scenes. Including what's it called? Variable zoom and
Bipods.
scopes,
Yeah.
bipods, yep, all that stuff. And with that brings easier ways for us to balance guns with all these new sort of things we can mess around with. So that's when we can maybe look into something like adding LMGs, at least
Just
to
dropped a
open
bomb.
world. I said maybe. That's not a confirm.
Exchange preface that. That's
No, it's
absolute
better
knowledge
to
bomb.
bait them. But for the most part, we're going more milsim. However, a lot of mechanics like healing, and driving, we're not gonna add gear shifting or something like that. But in the parts that we see having extra detail could be beneficial, yeah, we're gonna work for that. But then I still think the game benefits from having some simple mechanics in other areas. Uh, yeah, that's all I really wanted to say
I
on
mean,
that.
if you don't want to add like gear shifting in the sense of like new mechanic, you can also just get like detail animation vice versa, not a real thing.
Oh yeah, I have the I dislike lots of clicking and lots of keybinds, but like showing detail through animation, sound, and all of that, that's obviously fine.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, that's all for. Will there be any new game modes? Okay, I'll just quickly say it if you don't mind. We'll we'll be bringing ranked back for PvP soon. And in general, giving 5v5 and 2v2 like a way nicer rework because it's really crappy right now. Even though the matchmaking's not bad, and the general gameplay is okay, it's definitely very outdated in terms of maps, even features like being able to select a loadout before the round starts rather than having to die and select it. So like lots of minor tweaks, um, and also, as I mentioned earlier, movement tweaks that we want to make, which will change the meta. I don't think as many people will be flinging up into the sky and hitting shots, but overall, a more consistent gameplay loop for competitive play. Okay, that's all I want to say. Panda, you want to take the next questions since it's
Yeah, sure. Before I do, I think I just saw some questions in chat about zombie mode. Um, Someone asked, will there be like, can we use helicopters in zombie mode? And that's a pretty obvious answer, but yes. I think it'll be a main like aspect of zombie mode, being able to fly, like use vehicles to do whatever, like things like in zombie mode. Yeah, can't really review too much, but having them interact with zombies will be a pretty cool feature. And then another question I saw was, can you loot ammo and stuff? Can't really go into the specifics of it, but since we haven't gone too far into development, but we are going to have some sort of looting system, and that could be ammo, could be something else, but I can't reveal too much of it at this
what
stage.
other?
Yeah, other content.
I feel like a lot of questions I've been seeing in the dev stream is asking about what's coming next with update 6.6. So do you guys have anything you want to say about it?
Panda, this is
Yeah.
probably
Uh,
more your area.
is this what's being added to 6.6?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Um, I think 6.6 will mainly be a content update, so we'll have a lot of like new content. Um, yeah, just I don't want to really spoil too much of it, but you'll potentially see new weapons, all vehicles. And this will be a theme. So we're kind of with our new content we release in the future, we want to kind of release them by each theme. So we'll probably have like a European update with a lot of European vehicles or weapons,
Yep.
something like that. And we're
Okay.
kind of also aware, yeah. You can add it after this MV, but I think currently in game our vehicles like selection's not that diverse. We have a lot of like US vehicles and weapons, but we want to be able to expand that into other nations. So you'll see more diversity in the future, especially in 6.6. Yeah, MB, do you have anything to add?
Yeah. So for the next few major updates, we'll be kind of sticking to themed in terms of countries or regions, either European or Asians. But for 6.6, I can probably say what country we're doing. Um, and then everybody can figure out the content themselves or wait until we add it because there's a lot of it pretty much. That is going to be the French for 6.6. So I hope everybody likes that. But yeah, we'll be trying to push out themed vehicles with guns, so it's fulfilling more roles than just adding random guns and random vehicles.
See some people saying no French.
Lots of
What does
people.
it does?
Yeah,
Do
I
people
think
have
we've
something
picked
against
the
baguettes?
worst. I think you picked the worst time to do this French update.
Yeah, fight us.
Nah, I'm sure it's good. I've seen some of the content, and honestly, it's pretty cool. Yeah,
We got some cool stuff.
once you see it. The next questions. Oh, I saw a lot of questions in chat about boats, and
Too
I
fast.
can confirm that. Yeah, it's boats are definitely gonna be coming in the future. Um, and there will be a map centered around for boats. It's a pretty big component, like having new vehicles. Sure, nah, and Vijay will be having a lot of fun programming that.
Fidget mostly.
Yeah, sounds like
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
Make sure they sound great.
yeah, and this is a boats that we want to be. We don't want people to just be using boats just to get from one place to the other. We actually want to integrate that with some action. So being able to shoot from boats and being able to complete uh, checkpoints with boats or whatever.
Can I just really quickly jump in? I just saw someone mention having the feature to cant your gun when
I
you
saw
have
that.
NVGs. That's something that I plan to add when I work on the renewing the movement for BRM and bring that more milsim aspect. So you'll be able to choose the stance that your gun's in, whether that's like a high ready, low ready, canted, anything like that. So when will we get magnifiers?
Canted aim confirmed.
Not say.
Is there any other questions in chat you guys want to ask the devs?
I see some like people want certain other countries being added. Like, yeah. Well, what's does anyone want to add to that question? Like,
um, may I bring up a question? Somebody is constantly mentioning it regarding factions and if they're gonna see more love towards them. Mostly referring to the official factions and whatnot. Narpanda, anything on that?
Yeah, I mean, I saw some specific suggestions in terms of like having a faction map in game and stuff, but for the most part, factions exist uh, outside of the game, as in on platforms like Discord or Roblox groups. Uh, we had some internal ideas with releasing content for popular factions, not for their members specifically, but for the countries that they represent, so they could better, you know, role play or do operations in that. But at the point in time right now, we're already quite swamped just doing content for the general
Mhm.
people playing the game. So it's hard to fit in time to work on stuff like that. Don't know if Zoxic,
Um,
if you want to say anything else, but
yeah, there's like some stuff we. It's not like confirmed plan, but there's ideas that we have, but we'll see what happens with it. Um, One question I saw was, have you ever thought about adding content in a quicker yet smaller burst? Waiting for multiple months for content really kills the motivation for people to play. So what's your opinions on that, devs?
um, I mean, we want to try to actually do that over the next uh few months to sort of see if we can do it. But the thing is, we very commonly get into the loop of we can make a few pieces of content for an update, but it'll probably still take at least 2 weeks for like a new vehicle, for example. But that's a
Mhm.
rough estimate. I don't want to throw MB under the bus, but then at that point, if we then wait like one more week, we might have another piece of content ready. So we feel like it's nicer to be able to release a nice big content patch at once, so there's a lot to explore and all of it makes sense together, rather than just have like a random vehicle or a random gun and it's not really belonging to any specific update. uh but we definitely want to try and um stop having 1 to 2 month gaps between our updates, so
Yeah.
See, I see a question from Duffy Rob. When will you fix the slow moving AI? I don't think they're slow moving, but
I
They
think
are.
they're
nah.
referring to server performance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is there any
so
plans for that?
yeah, without I can't go into too much detail, but the game is definitely getting a much needed
Facelift.
optimization rework in a lot of areas, which will take a long time. It's not something
Mhm.
you should expect this year, to be quite honest. Um, but yeah, performance both for AI and for players should improve drastically soon.
Does that include RGE and like any new features or maybe content getting added?
I don't know how much we can talk about the plans for RGE in the future, but I mean, Gravity, I guess you still plan to add props as we add them and stuff.
Yeah.
That's it.
Um, yeah, get guys in chat, just send some questions you would like to get
Yeah.
answered.
Um, I'd like to get a question out of the way that
Mhm.
people have been mentioning regarding everybody constantly mentioning if A or B is going to be added to the game, referring to guns, vehicles. Um, we can't be certain what is going to get added. I'm constantly working on adding new content, so you can expect to see all types of vehicles like helicopters, APCs, trucks, regular vehicles. In terms of guns, you can expect like shotguns, pistols, gear from Visk's department and whatnot. But for now, you just gotta wait and see what we add with different content patches because it's too difficult being certain on what we're gonna add. Just everything will slowly be added in terms of content. Just gotta wait. Anybody else got anything regarding overall content?
Oh, that's a heavy question. How many years of development does Brm5 have left?
Oh
Oh
wow.
God.
Help
I
us.
guess when we get, I presume, I guess when we would just get bored of working on the game, but I'm loving working on the game. So,
Yeah,
I
for the
mean,
foreseeable future, you'll be in development.
Yeah,
yeah,
there's no solid date where we're just gonna be like, no more
It's
working
time.
on the game. As long as everyone is happy playing it, then it's gonna keep getting updates.
Yeah. I see a question that I could answer. It's Robbery players. What made you add Alchara's desert in a northern atmosphere? This was like ages ago. Back when I was making the map for Volgograd, and I think the idea was because we only had Volgograd as an open world map, we wanted to be as kind of have as many biomes as we can, so we can kind of cater for all kinds of gameplay. And there is some deserts in Russia, and Alchara is based off one of them, but it's got more of a as you know like a more of a Middle Eastern vibe to it. Um, but now that we're going in a different direction with maps, that's why we've removed that Alchara. Um, so I think the theme currently is that we'll be making maps according to that's more accurate to the geographic location that we're basing the map off. So you probably won't see any more weird biomes.
Really quick, I've always wanted to answer this. Someone said, "Have you ever considered re-releasing Operation Viper as a legacy release?" No. For okay, there's a few reasons, but I'll give you one personal reason and then one legal reason. One first personal reason is Viper is not that good. Like, I'm not saying that as in I'm trying to get everyone to be like Resurgence is the best, but you know, Viper's got nostalgia, but it was really buggy. The AI were dumb and would do cartwheels. It was so bad. And then legally speaking, a lot of the content in that was not properly licensed. So releasing it now, you know, I don't think anyone's really gonna come and give us a DMCA or you know take us to court or anything of some. But I don't want to release something that I don't have full rights to. So it stays on the hard drive.
Leak the hard drive.
Yeah. I see also this question that's in chat. So spiders 32808 asks, will we add more than one open world map? And I can't really answer that, but nothing is impossible. Yeah,
Like gaslighting the community.
yeah. Gravity, do you have any questions you want to answer? The map in front.
Can I give a better answer?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Yeah, we're working on an open world map for boats.
Yeah.
But spoilers. It's you might see something at the end of the Q&A.
Just a disclaimer. This is a decent time away. I don't expect anyone to be saying, "Is it next week?" No, it's
No.
not.
Okay.
So far away.
We got some work to do.
Yeah,
Swimming will come back with this new map.
yeah.
I saw someone ask.
Hmm.
I've got just some short
Oh.
questions from the chat, just in general. In terms of new music, OSTs, and whatnot, I am planning to add quite a bit more music soon. Just in game, in general. I've been meaning to really get back into making music for BRM because it's a ton of fun. And then I also saw just a couple times people are asking what I use to create music with, and I use a program called Reaper, and yeah, that's what I create my music with. I just have a blast making it, and it's fun having you guys enjoy the music. So
Will BRMC adaptive music?
No way.
Right. Oh.
Alright.
Is
I
there
thought
any
we should take
more?
probably like 2 more questions before we move on to the
Mm.
next
Yep.
section.
There was one
I-
that kept popping up that I want to answer at least myself because I haven't said
Yeah.
anything from my part. I forgot who it was, but essentially it was asking why is the first person and third person animations different? Uh, for one, the first person sprinting, for example, is code based. I have nothing to do with it. And third person animations were made in the sense of like not really seeing yourself, but rather seeing other players. So like that's pretty much it. We can't do anything other than that. Be good. Sure, I could be animated, but like, eh.
Eh.
I mean, animations will get an improvement in the coming months, so
Yes, it will.
Yeah. Bacon Roblox CEV. Cat ears when? As I said, like we can't really like confirm anything, but nothing is impossible.
What?
Oh,
Yeah, no. When do we get cat ears? So a lot of people asking for that.
is it rejected on the cello?
August 5th. That's the new date. All right. Did we want to
Move on to the
move
next.
on?
Yeah.
I'm happy to.
Yeah, let's do
Alright.
it.
please.
This is the exciting part.
Tune into the stream, y'all.
Guys, we have some sneak peeks for you.
Yeah.
But just
If
we'll
you've
go
fallen
through.
asleep, just wake up.
We'll go through. Yeah, wake up if you're asleep. I'm guessing we'll just go through this, and then whoever worked on it can just say some words about,
Mm-hmm.
some additional explanations.
All right. MB, you want to lead this section?
Let's do it.
Yeah, I would like to say that this has been in the works for over a year and a half almost. Due to some very unfortunate events, it was delayed, and we have finally gotten the opportunity to release it. I really hope nobody gives backlash for the political part of this, but I hope you just fucking enjoy the content, please.
Yeah.
And thanks to Panzer for the insane sounds that you will see with the
Yeah,
new
excited
mounted
for
guns
people to
as
hear
well.
All right. Shall I show them the first image?
Yes.
All right.
What is it, MB? Explain it.
Yeah, go on the
This is
description.
the Russian Gaz Tiger, probably one of the most requested vehicles. Yeah, it will include 2 new mounted guns, the PKP Pecheneg and the Cord M heavy machine gun.
All of
Let's
course
move
with
to
new
the
sounds.
next one. Yeah. And that's the Ural 4320 infantry truck, as well as it will involve a armored variant, just like the current truck, but it would rather be a transport than a gun truck. So we'll fill another role for the vehicles.
Yeah, everyone's in love.
How's
Yeah, and
everyone's reactions?
I'll just chip in, interrupt for a sec. If you got any questions with this sneak peeks, we've got like a discussion after this, so you can save your questions for then as well.
Yeah. So some dope vehicles, 2 new turreted weapons, and
Gravity and Panda. You guys
Yeah.
ready to show Case what's next?
Yep.
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Woo!
There's a
Oh,
new 25 2v25 map coming up. Decided to announce that. I think we've been working hard. Me, Gravity, Florentine. But yeah, Gravity, do you want to give a overview of the map, like what it's based on, and
Sure. This is Silas Divide. It's based on some part of Wyoming. We have 3 objectives: a kind of old western mining town, a kind of old airfield that will have a crashed. Is that a C7 Galaxy? Uh,
Yep.
and the main like suburb town, kind of like Hart Valley. in order to make the map quickly, we did reuse a lot of assets, but I don't know. It's pretty different.
Yeah,
It's
if
much
you just go back,
larger.
yeah, to this slide,
Yeah.
with this map is almost like 2 times larger than Heart Valley, and we want it to be really like based on vehicles. We want players to
Yeah.
be able to drive vehicles really fast through to each
Use
point.
vehicles for cover as well.
Yeah,
You will
people
also
could
be
play
able to
Heart
fly
Valley.
on this map.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
using helicopters in PvP is a game changer.
No ground
Yeah, not sure if
vehicles,
anyone's
air
ever
vehicles.
driven a jeep in Heart Valley. You just get blown up after 5 seconds. This would be a totally different gameplay style. So you actually have a chance to use vehicles to capture points without dying in the first 10 seconds. We've also like reorganized the objectives. So in Heart Valley, I think that there's an issue that everyone just rushes to point B because that's like the center of the map and the center of combat. And the points are rearranged differently. So we have like points A, B, and C from left to right, which means it'll be quite interesting to see how he plays out. We'll have it's quite literally like a balance scale. So pretty exciting.
Should be testing it pretty soon, so we'll see if that theory actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. God, it looks so good so far. Very excited.
Yeah. By the way, our contractor Vero Woe made this plane and many other props for the game lately, and I don't know. I think he's killing it.
Absolutely.
This thing is fucking crazy.
Should we get to the next section?
Yeah,
Sure.
let's
Yep.
move on. I think this is just all the in development content that's coming up. It's just a range of different stuff.
Gravity,
Yeah,
gonna speak on this?
Gravity.
So these buildings were made by our contractors, the Dream Dealer and Red VFX. They're for a pass on Runograd that we're going to do, both Runograd City and one or two smaller town locations will get added, or will like get a revamp as well. Should be interesting.
Yeah, these buildings are made. Also, just want to give a shout out to your contractors, Red VFX and the Dream Dealer. They've been pretty much working pretty hard like over the last month, just making these buildings. And yeah, this are definitely like an upgrade over our existing Ronograd City. They're more
Oh, yeah.
optimized as well.
God damn, it's fast.
Like yeah, like actually a lot of performance issues related to map like come from really large buildings like Ronograd. So this will hopefully fix a lot of performance issues and also like make it more fun. Like Ronograd will be like a main place for combat and for raids. So yeah, great
Should
work,
move on.
Gravity and contractors. Yeah, go to the next one.
Next slide.
Yeah, so I can't really say much about this picture, but yeah,
Take it in,
it's
boys,
definitely
take
like
it in.
yeah, it's taking you can. I'm not gonna reveal the location as well. It's a pretty cool location. If anyone can guess it, I'll be like I don't know.
I'll deny
I'll
it.
add in cat ears if anyone can guess it. But yeah, new open world map. It could be a new open world map. It could be new PvP map. I don't know. It could be boats.
But we have a long time until we're
Yeah, it is quite far away though.
place.
Like 3 days.
All right. You guys can ask us any questions about the sneak peeks we just showed.
Can developers quickly read the chat that I just put into beer in general?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
One moment, folks.
Technical difficulties.
We can do some.
Why is it me and Zoxic deciding, man?
Yeah, I'll look for some new questions while you guys have your team huddle.
We'll do some questions and then we'll do what I asked. Yeah, guys,
Yeah.
if you've got any long burning questions of why we haven't added something, you know what? I'll answer it right now. Just spit it out and I'll tell you why.
Oh wow. Mix and match camo.
We'll
Um,
mix and match camo.
Essentially
uniforms.
combining shirts and pants differently,
Oh,
so it's not just
combining
one
shirts
color.
and pants.
Yeah.
This is going to be part of a big ish rework that I talked about when I was talking about movement. Also working on allowing the combination of uniforms, so shirts and pants. So it's on the list, but it'll probably be more around later this year to early next year. So
Drum mags.
not soon.
yeah, there's a couple gun stuff I want to get out of the way. Drop mags, that's been a long ago no. Everybody should probably check the Trello. But to all the people regarding the M4 rework and the Mark 27, aka the Glock rework, those will more likely be part of the character improvement and the slight rework due to the difficulty of adding reworked content because, as Snarp said quite a few times, it has to replace the current modals, and it's a pretty complex process that is very difficult. That is why we will be prioritizing new content instead, and I'll be delaying rework until later this year.
I didn't know strobes and FLI aren't working, so I will look into that for next update. Why
See
is
a
there
lot
no
of
more Singapore?
questions.
Was there?
Say what, Panda?
Do you want to answer that sample question now first? Why?
Singapore. Oh no,
Yeah.
I just well, in terms of flags in general, we're looking. It's currently quite uh bad behind the scenes how we implement them. It's very annoying. It's hard to explain without getting super technical, but we want to add more flag patches soon. But it's very low on the priority list right now. Panda, you can go ahead.
Yeah. No, I just saw a couple of questions saying, talking about vehicle slots. Is there anything like gonna change with that, like having more slots potentially? Nah.
Uh, I don't want to say too much in case I go back on my word, but the entire process of buying, owning, and customizing vehicles will be changed and built on drastically over the next few months. So yes, but soon. Um, really quick, I saw can we get AI patrols in open world? Gravity. Did you have any words on that? Or no?
What does that mean? AI can
AI patrols around the map.
Yeah,
oh
like non
I
compound.
controls. Yeah, totally. There are some like I don't know limitations with some of the current AI systems. But those supposedly are going to get some love at some point, and it is something I'm interested in doing.
Chat is too fast for me.
Yeah. There's a question. Someone was asking for like a military rangefinder. It's like another gadget alongside the flare, torch,
Yeah.
whatnot.
Yeah. For the minor rework and the gun expansion kind of thing, we are possibly looking at a gadget slot so that we could finally expand upon gadgets and give love to all the different players. So, binoculars and all sorts of other useful items that can be used, like breaching possibly, all that kind of stuff as a gadget item. We're possibly looking to adding that. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Question from Night Patrol. what is your top priority for Brm5 development? Yeah, just I think the top priority right now is that we want to make the game like as fun and non-repetitive as possible.
Just
So
more content in general.
yeah, more content, expanding the gameplay progression. We want to kind of give players, no matter if you're like, you know, if you're a new player or if you're like 5-star player, like as much stuff to do and much stuff to enjoy in the game. So yeah, this will come in the form of new content and new features. And you'll see that in a lot of our future updates.
I saw a question on. Thank you for linking that, Toxic. A question on more voice lines in general. It's like it's sort of a complicated process, just in terms of creation. At the same time, it's also not. It's mainly just getting the ability to voice act and put it into the game. But the possibility of having voice lines for certain situations in the future is definitely something I'm looking into.
Is there any more?
Not be a voice actor.
Is there any
I'm
more final questions?
I'm seeing a lot of like RGE feature requests
Yeah.
and stuff. I don't think RGE is going to get any new features like really anytime soon. I'll continue adding props to it, and there's a few things on the Trello that I'm also interested in making and adding to it. But other than like content and placeables and fixing those, there won't be anything new for a while until at least some of the work that Nar's been talking about is done.
I've seen this question so many times for different tubes for nods.
I have no
Yep.
idea if they're doing that.
It's possible. We'll look into when it's possible, and probably whenever it is, we'll add it, as it's a pretty nice change. But yeah.
Just anyone asking anything in relation to AIs, as is tradition, I will probably do another AI rework sometime next year.
In
But
the
right
foreseeable
now,
future.
I'm pretty happy with how they are for the most part. They're a little scuffed, but they're still decently fun to play with. So
Yeah. Make them
anything
again.
else added, like the bunker raid event.
Yeah, just some like server-wide sort of active events that people can participate in.
Should
Yeah, I realize. Who?
Wow.
What was that?
What was that, Gav?
I think it was Panda.
Oh,
we should?
So what?
I think that was Panda.
What's that?
Someone's microphone just made the loudest noise
Exploded.
on earth, and no one's owning up to it.
Oh, it could have been me.
It was me.
Oh yeah, I thought it was
I
gravity.
thought it was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's the for any more server wide mission action, much like Bunker? Do we have any plans of including more overworld style content like that?
I'd say probably not for a while.
Yeah, for quite some time.
Although
guy
we
keep-
definitely are looking into it.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Logan. Sorry.
Some guy keeps asking if we're gonna add tanks. Can we just say no?
No.
Wait, we're not?
Yeah.
Huh?
Okay.
We already did.
People ask generally on tracked vehicles. I don't think we will be adding tracked vehicles. I'm gonna focus on non-tracked vehicles just because we don't have that feature, and there's not much of a reason to add that feature. We just don't see tanks or IFVs being in our scope of the game. So yeah.
Is any more final questions? The stream is about to end, so it's your last chance, chat.
I wish Visk was here because so many people
Yeah.
are saying when will helmets
Uh,
get a rework.
Yeah, if a lot of questions in regards to vests and helmets, that's all Visk's area, so that's why we haven't been answering
Yeah.
anything.
No.
Yeah.
Do you think you could because a lot of people are asking about uniforms bug, do you think you could answer here for the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay, if
Just
anyone
officially.
still hasn't read development chat,
My ping again.
we use a different type of asset URL for our uniforms and vests, and that lets us match them very easily in code. And this worked fine for about 3 years because it is a feature supported by Roblox. However, about a few months ago, for some reason, when you look up these URLs, it no longer actually returns the asset that it should be. So, and it would also require recoding a decent portion of the customization system, so we can move to the other type of URL that the rest of the game uses, and that's why other assets in the game don't immediately turn gray. TLDR, maybe we might be able to fix them manually soon if Roblox doesn't do something about it. But it's going to be a lot of pain on our behalf, which is why we haven't done it so far.
Then they fixed it for a while after they got pointed out, but they broke again soon after.
Yeah, they fixed it and then it broke again. So, love.
There's a question that actually might be a little bit more heavy. Is the any more game passes? Production of new game passes and game pass content for the future.
It's always a possibility, but we won't be.
Yeah, I mean,
We
for
don't want to.
now, we're gonna hold
Yeah,
off probably. We're
exactly.
pretty
We don't
happy
want to
with it.
be like average Roblox game, just spamming game passes.
Yeah,
Um,
everyone, y'all got a cool vehicle.
And a few new camos.
suffice.
All right, are we?
I think
I
it's
think we're good for questions there. I think we're all done.
Someone wrote notes. Damien, absolute legend.
and
MB, considering it's your, you know, your work. Did you want to let the stream know?
yeah,
Yeah, I'll take
as
them
soon
with
as the stream ends, we'll be releasing an update with the 2 new vehicles, and their new guns. So, yeah, enjoy this for now while we work on the 6.6 patch.
Okay, I think that's it. So thank you everyone for
Yeah,
attending.
thanks for joining,
Thank
guys.
you. Bye bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Enjoy.
See you later.